Russia's invasion of Ukraine center stage at the annual United Nations General Assembly in New York. Germany and France condemning Putin's imperialism. Turkey calling for peace talks, and Lithuania urging for a war crimes tribunal to punish Moscow. Meanwhile, President Biden had this to say about Russia during his speech on Wednesday. Take a listen.
Russia has shamelessly violated the core tenets of the United Nations Charter. No more important than the clear prohibition against countries taking the territory of their neighbor by force.
Well, let's bring in our next guest, Ukrainian Parliament member Kira Rudik, to get her response. Kira, always great to have you on. What did you hear from world leaders this week? Do you feel that these are words, or did you walk away with any specific pledges?
Well, first of all, we have heard that the world still supports Ukraine, and all the worries that we had regarding Ukraine fatigue may be true. However, the support will continue. That is very important. Second point is our call for kicking Russia off the United Nations. If it's not happening this time, at least right now, I think every single world leader got the idea that Russia should not be a member of the UN because it violated its charter for the last 30 years at least 14 times. Russia is illegally in the UN because nobody voted for it to be there. And right now, it's just blocking all the good initiatives that are not only good for Ukraine, but will protect the whole world. There are two initiatives. The first one, to make the nuclear station, the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, the largest plant in Europe, to make it a neutral zone. Russia blocks that initiative in the Security Council. Second is to make sure that Ukrainian ports remain unblocked and we can continue provide grains for the South American and African countries. This initiative as well is blocked by Russia. So the question is, does the international community and international leaders want to continue playing the game where Russia would be blocking everything being a member of the United Nations, or are we seeking for a solution? So our suggestion and our pledge is kick Russia off the UN. It should not be there. I think what President Biden said, that Russia is violating UN Charter, is the first step. We need this step to actually become actionable, and this is what we are working on with the Ukrainian diplomatic team and with our allies. I'm sure that once we get it straightened up, it is possible to remove Russia from the United Nations members.
Kira, we know,
or at least maybe get or at least remove them with a veto right from the Security Council.
Yeah, well, and then you have the issue with China on the UN Security Council. And I remember very clearly during the war in Syria, which is still ongoing, Russia and China would consistently veto resolutions at the United Nations Security Council. But I'm curious to know about the other, since the war in Ukraine began, there's been around 30 members that have voted against resolutions when it comes to Ukraine that have been joining Russia and China in this.
Of course, there is a support for Russia and China because while politicians in democratic countries are concentrated on making their citizens' life better, Russia and China concentrate on world domination. They pour a tremendous amount of money into their policies, into the countries that can and potentially would support them, into sponsoring politicians, into sponsoring media in countries all over the world. And of course, there is a support for them, but these are the countries that we do not call democratic all in all. However, what we need to do right now as a democratic alliance, we need to work our way better in these countries as well, and to persuade people that the way that of the country development that is offered by Russia and China is not the way to go, is just terrifying and completely wrong path that will lead the people of the countries, not their leaders, to poverty, to death, and to more and more mortal conflicts.
Kieran, before we go, I would just like an update from you on the situation on the ground in Ukraine right now?
We are extremely concerned with the referendums that are being held in temporary occupied territories, not because of what these referendums mean, but because how people are tortured and treated to get their votes and to get them to sign for it. This is violation of the human rights. This is violation of just people's dignity. And we hear more and more information on how people on the occupied territory are being forced to go and vote under basically the threat of death. And this is something that we are fighting for to stop. This is why our military are eager to go and push and kick Russians off those territories to stop the suffering of our people.
Kira Rudik, we appreciate you being here. Thank you.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the
truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.